Okay, so next we're going to begin putting this all together. We've talked about a lot of the tools that you can use in Photoshop throughout this course, and now it's time to begin to creating some images. And so this is an image that we used in the last session, in the last lecture. And so we've already done a couple things with this image. We have corrected it. We have worked with a layer mask. We've added a gradient fill with this color down here. And so let's say, for example, we want to use this as part of a sign or an advertisement, for example. And so what you can do, you want to select, say we want to add some type to it. Obviously, you're going to select your type tool. And you're just going to put your type tool. I'm going to put it right down here, and I'm going to click. And as I do that, you'll see that it creates another layer in the layers palette. And it has the little T on there to signify through the type. And so I'm going to type in the word flowers. Obviously that's kind of small, and it's in the wrong color. But anyway, we're going to make that bigger. I'm going to bring it up to about 72. And as you can see right now, obviously that's in a green color, which is not really what we're wanting. So I'm going to move that over here for now. And actually, so when I select the type tool and select that, you'll see right here in this box, it's going to show the color of that particular type. And so if I want to change that, right now I'm in what's called CMYK mode. And so I'm going to go down to this lower portion of the select text color box, and I'm going to change this all to white. I can change it any color I want, but I'm going to change the white in this case. And there we have, we've changed the white. We say OK, and you can always change that color at any time. And there we have that, and perhaps we don't really care for that particular font. And so if we want to change that, we go up to the top here with our type tool selected. We have these type character attributes up here. Right now it's in Myriad Pro. I could go up here and change it to something else. Let's see what we've got available here. I could change it to Snell Roundham, for example. That's more of an appropriate font for this particular image. And again, in the character dialogue attributes, it only goes in increments as far as the drop-down menu. You can go in and type in whatever type font or point size that you want. And so if they want to make this 100, making that a little bigger, just simply type that in. And again, I'm going to move this over here to the right for right now. And so we have our image, and we have the word flowers typed in. Again, you can move that, obviously, wherever you need to, but I'm going to move to the lower right-hand corner. And okay, so we have our flowers type selected, and so say perhaps I want to add a drop shadow to that. And again, that's going to bring up the layer style box as we talked about before. And in the drop shadow attributes here, it's already indicated as being a multiply blend. I could change that to normal. I can change the many number of things. Sometimes I like to use multiply because it seems like a little bit darker shadow. And then down here, I can select the distance and the size of that particular drop shadow. I'm going to make it a little bigger, something like that. So we've got that. And while you've got this layer style box open, you can go ahead and add other layer effects that you want. I'm going to add a little bevel to that. I think you can see that I've added, it's got a little bevel effect to that. If I wanted to add a satin look to that, I could do that in this case. It's a kind of interesting look. I could do a color overlay. If I wanted to change, I could change the color that way. I could do a gradient overlay. That is kind of cool. If I click on that and bring up the gradient editor here, if I wanted to change that, I could go up here and actually just change the color to something else, maybe a green color or whatever. But you can see it changing in the image down there, something like that. Maybe use something of a yellow color. I don't think I'll use with that, and I'll say OK. And I'm going to OK that, and we've added a gradient color to that. If I want to add a pattern overlay to that, I could do that. It's not going to be that useful in this case. Again, I can also add that Saturn look to it, give kind of a shiny look to it. You also have these inner glows you can add to this. That's kind of a little different effect. You have an outer glow. It gives it, the whole thing has the type that gives it a glowing effect. You do a number of things. And so in this case, I'm going to lay that on like that and say OK. And so here we've used a lot of different tools in creating this particular image. Again, we've used the adjustment tool, we've used the gradient tool, we've used the mask, we've used the type, and we've used the layer effects in this particular image. And so it's a matter of just diving in and working with an image and see what it does. And again, don't be afraid to make a mistake. Again, this is just one sample of a way you can use an image, and we're going to follow up with some other ways you can use Photoshop here in some upcoming lectures.